Your brand new recreational vehicle will lose 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. But here is what the dealership did not tell you. It is not just the price that is collapsing. The walls, the frame, and the plumbing inside that shiny new trailer are chemically engineered to begin deteriorating the moment the warranty clock starts ticking. This is not a theory. This is a business model. And today, we are going to dismantle it piece by piece so you understand exactly how the largest manufacturers in America turned the open road into a financial trap. To understand why your new RV is built to fail, you first have to understand who is actually building it. If you walk into any dealership in America right now, you will see what appears to be a competitive marketplace. You will see names like Keystone, Heartland, Jayco, Airstream, and Dutchman. You assume these are independent companies fighting to earn your business with superior engineering. That assumption is dead wrong. Two corporations, Thor Industries and Forest River, control roughly 75% of the travel trailer and fifth wheel market in the United States. Thor alone holds about 41% of travel trailer sales. Forest River, owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, holds another 34%. When you add up the subsidiaries, Thor owns Keystone, Heartland, Jayco, Airstream, Dutchman, and over a dozen more. Forest River owns Cherokee, Salem, Coachman, and Palomino, among others. These are not competitors. They are brand names on the same assembly line, controlled by the same corporate balance sheet. The illusion of competition is the first layer of the planned obsolescence machine. Because when two companies own the market, there is no incentive to build a product that lasts 30 years. There is only an incentive to build a product that looks good enough to sell today and breaks down just slowly enough that you blame yourself instead of the manufacturer. The second layer of the machine is the factory floor itself. In June 2025, the Wall Street Journal published a damning investigation into Forest River's manufacturing practices and discovered something that should alarm every buyer in America. From 2015 to 2024, Forest River issued more recalls than any automaker or RV manufacturer in the United States. Not per unit, total. More than Ford, more than General Motors. And nearly half of those recalls were not caused by defective parts from a supplier. They were caused by human manufacturing errors on the assembly line. The journal found that workers had punctured microwaves by using screws that were the wrong length. They found misaligned furnace flues that went undetected for an entire month because the inspector assigned to check them had quit and nobody replaced him. In 2023, Forest River recalled 50 towable campers after workers installed the wrong fuse into power distribution centers because the factory had run out of the correct one. Instead of stopping the line, they substituted a fuse that created a fire risk and shipped the units to dealers. Why does this keep happening? Because of a compensation system that most American workers would find medieval. In the automotive industry, assembly line workers are paid by the hour, which gives them a financial reason to slow down and double-check their work. But in the RV industry, workers in Elkhart, Indiana, where roughly 85% of all American RVs are manufactured, are paid primarily on a piece rate basis. They receive a low base hourly wage, sometimes barely above minimum wage, and then earn bonuses based on how many units their team pushes out the door each day. The faster you build, the more you earn. If you stop the line to fix a crooked cabinet or reroute a kinked plumbing line, you are not being careful. You are costing your coworkers money. Reuters reported that nearly all RV factories in Elkhart use this piece rate system, something most other American manufacturing industries abandoned decades ago. The Department of Labor even caught one Elkhart-based manufacturer, Alliance RV, paying over 700 piece rate workers incorrectly and forced the company to pay back over $1 million in stolen overtime wages. This is the system that builds the vehicle you are about to finance for 15 years at 8.5% interest. But the speed of assembly is only one half of the equation. The other half is what they are actually assembling with. The materials inside a modern recreational vehicle are specifically chosen to minimize manufacturing cost, not to maximize lifespan. The most devastating example is the laminated wall construction used by nearly every major manufacturer. Instead of building exterior walls from aluminum panels bolted to a metal frame, the way recreational vehicles were built for decades, manufacturers now glue a thin fiberglass skin to a cheap wood substrate called Luan plywood. Behind that plywood sits a block of styrofoam insulation. The entire wall is held together by adhesive. This sandwich construction is lighter and cheaper to produce, but it has a fatal weakness. Luan plywood is not waterproof, and every recreational vehicle on Earth will eventually develop a seal failure. It might be on the roof, it might be around a window, but water will find a way inside that wall because these vehicles are vibrating down the highway at 65 miles per hour, flexing and twisting with every bump in the road. When water touches that Luan plywood, it dissolves the adhesive bond, and the wood begins to rot from the inside out. The exterior fiberglass skin starts to bubble and separate from the frame, a condition the industry calls delamination. Once delamination starts, the wall has lost its structural integrity. You cannot inject new glue into rotting wood. The repair requires stripping the entire wall off the vehicle and rebuilding it from scratch, a job that often exceeds the value of the trailer itself. Your $60,000 investment becomes a worthless shell that no dealership will accept as a trade-in, and no insurance company will cover. Now, here is where the planned obsolescence becomes undeniable. The manufacturers know this failure mode exists. They have known for years. Waterproof composite substrates that would eliminate the delamination problem entirely are available on the market today. But those composites cost more than Luan plywood, so they keep using the cheap wood, knowing that it will fail, and engineering the timeline so the failure occurs just outside the warranty window. Most standard manufacturer warranties on structural components last 2 years. The average timeline for delamination to become visible is 3 to 5 years. That is not a coincidence. That is product engineering with a calendar instead of a blueprint. The interior tells the same story. Open the cabinets in a brand new $80,000 fifth wheel, and you are not looking at solid wood or even real plywood. You are looking at particle board wrapped in a paper-thin vinyl laminate designed to mimic the look of oak or maple. Particle board is compressed sawdust held together with resin. The inside of an RV is one of the harshest environments for any material, with extreme swings in temperature and humidity as you move between climates. When humidity rises, particle board absorbs moisture and swells. The laminate peels. The shelves warp. Within a few seasons, the interior of your brand new RV looks like it survived a flood. Real plywood or solid wood cabinetry would solve this, but it would cost the manufacturer an additional few $100s per unit, and that is a few $100s they would rather put toward their quarterly earnings report. The warranty system is the final piece of the trap. When something breaks on your new RV, and something will break, you take it back to the dealership expecting a repair. Instead, you enter a bureaucratic process where the dealer cannot touch anything without written approval from the manufacturer's corporate office. They submit photos, descriptions, and labor estimates. The manufacturer reviews the claim and either denies it, approves it with restricted labor hours that make a proper repair impossible, or approves it but tells the dealer the part is back-ordered for months. Industry data shows that it is common for RVs to sit at dealerships for 3 to 6 months, waiting for warranty authorization on a single repair. During that entire period, you are still making your monthly loan payment and paying for insurance on a vehicle you cannot use. The system is designed to exhaust you. It is designed to make you give up, pay for the repair out of pocket, or trade the broken unit in at a massive loss and buy another new one. which restarts the entire cycle of depreciation and failure all over again. And that depreciation is brutal. A new Class A motorhome loses 20 to 30% of its value in the first year alone. A $120,000 purchase becomes a $90,000 asset before you have finished your first road trip. By year 5, you have lost roughly 37% of your total investment. By year 10, 60% of the value is gone. You are underwater on your loan, trapped in a vehicle that is falling apart, with a manufacturer that has no financial incentive to help you because they have already moved on to selling next year's model to the next family that walks onto the lot. The RV industry shipped roughly 339,000 units in 2025 and is projecting around 350,000 for 2026. That is 350,000 families buying vehicles assembled at top speed by piece-rate workers, built with materials designed to fail on a predictable timeline and protected by a warranty system engineered to deny claims. This is not craftsmanship. This is a conveyor belt of disposable products disguised as the American dream. So what do? You stop playing their game. You stop financing depreciating assets built by corporations that view your retirement savings as revenue. You buy pre-acquisition era units from brands that were still family-owned when your model rolled off the line. You seek out the tiny manufacturers who refuse to sell through dealerships and put their budget into materials instead of marketing. And you inspect every single wall, frame weld, and electrical connection yourself before you hand over a single dollar. The industry is counting on you being too excited about the flat-screen television and the LED lighting package to notice the Luan plywood rotting behind it. Prove them wrong.